I'm seriously starting to think Epic Games just doesn't like controller players. As some of you guys might know, in the most recent Fortnite update, Epic Games added a build and edit mode multiplier for keyboard and mouse sensitivities. So now keyboard and mouse players can have a low aiming sensitivity to be able to hit more precise shots and have a faster build and edit sensitivity to be able to have faster mechanics. I absolutely love to see Epic Games listening to community and making changes like this. But what this does do is it widens the skill gap in between keyboard and mouse players and controller players even more than it already is. But there can be a pretty easy solution to this, and it's simply to add more features for controller. And one of those features being a one-touch reset. As almost every controller player knows, you have to select your editing bind, then hit your reset bind, then hit your confirm bind to be able to reset just one edit. And of course, keyboard and mouse players have a scroll wheel, which for the ones that don't know is an instant reset. And that scroll wheel reset is so powerful, I even bought an attachment for my controller so I can have super fast resets on controller. But there's a super small percentage of people that actually have this attachment, and being able to have a one-touch reset on controller would make it so much easier for newer players or for the people that don't want to sit down and hard grind their mechanics, but they still want to play build mode. But really quick, before we move on to the next setting that controller players need, I just want to say I don't want this video to come off as me just complaining. I want to use my platform for good, and I want to listen to my community and help spread a message and spread some awareness for some of these changes that would seriously help out the newer players to the game and pretty much all the controller players as a whole. But moving on to the next quality of life setting that we need to see for controller is a scoped sensitivity. We used to have this back in Chapter 1 on the OG legacy settings. What this setting did is it allowed you to change the sensitivity for whenever you aim down with your sniper so you can make it faster or slower. But for some reason, Epic Games took it out of the game whenever they added exponential and linear settings. And nowadays, your scope sensitivity reflects your aim down sight speed. And if you're like me and you like to hit consistent shots, you most likely keep your aim down sight speed kind of low. And in turn, that makes your scope sensitivity super slow. And over the past 3 years of not having a scope sensitivity, that really pushes me away of actually using a sniper on controller. So if we saw this change come to controller, me and a lot of other content creators would absolutely love to see that. And the next change I think would benefit controller players a lot would be a weapon slot bind. Now, as every single controller player knows, you have to sort through your weapon slots with your two bumpers, but it would be super nice to have the option that keyboard and mouse has to be able to bind a specific weapon slot to one of your buttons on your controller. This most likely would only be possible with a controller with extra paddles, so you can get decent controllers for only like $30 with 2 extra paddles on the back. And it would be really nice not to accidentally fumble through my weapon slots again. But if you agree with me and you want to see these changes come to controller in the future, go down in the comments and comment yes. And if you want to know my top 5 tips for improving on controller in Chapter 4 Season 2, click this video that's on screen right here, and I will see you in there. But before you leave, don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye. Click the video. Dude, click the video.